I promise that you won't want to miss this opportunity. One lucky winner will win the opportunity of a lifetime, including an all-inclusive trip to the RESHOEVN8R headquarters to meet the entire RESHOEVN8R team. Plus, you'll get to go home with a one-of-a-kind custom designed by you. On top of all that, you'll also win a ton of RESHOEVN8R products, from luggage to display cases and so much more. It gets better. You'll also get thousands of dollars in gift cards to our secret boutique Many Rolls and Guest List AZ. Entering is easy. Head over to RESHOEVN8R.com and gain 1 entry for every dollar you spend. Good luck, everybody, and hopefully I'll see you soon. What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to be working on the iconic 1992 Olympic Jordan 7s, the same ones that MJ wore with the Dream Team. This is the best Jordan 7 to ever come out because of the colorway and the beautiful shape. I got these for a crazy price on eBay. 150 bucks is a great deal just because you don't see these in this condition very often for that kind of price. The back tabs are still fully intact. Usually they're always chalky, falling apart, never intact. The uppers are always cracking, crumbling. The biggest issue we're gonna have to work with is all the separation. The 1992 Jordan 7 was built in a unique way, and we'll get into that in just a bit. This is gonna be a fun project, so let's get started. First things first, we're gonna take out the laces. As is, they're not really that dirty, but there is a lot of yellowing. I'm confident with the indoor setup, we're gonna get them back to brand new white. Laces are out, we'll clean these up in a bit. We're not gonna take out the insoles because those are glued in, plus they're in really clean shape. Now we're on to the deconstruction of these shoes. Right now we gotta remove the sole, midsole from the upper. Originally we had polyurethane on the inside for comfort. All of that was completely crumbled and turned into cake. We still gotta remove that from this shoe. On this one, all we gotta do is remove the midsole. As you can see, it's just one big strip. Let's remove that now. Now onto the right shoe. You can kind of hear that crumpled midsole on the inside. Not as much. Right now when I open it up, you're gonna see what I'm talking about. All right, separation is complete. That was the easy part. Honestly, this stuff is unhealthy. I should have been wearing a mask as I was taking it apart. We're gonna throw all this stuff off and grab a stiff bristle brush so we can brush off the soles, midsoles, and uppers to remove any remaining residue. After that, we'll get on to the cleaning. This time, gotta wear a mask. Got all that cakey stuff removed. Originally, we were gonna get on with the cleaning, but it makes more sense to do some prep work first. Right now on the soles, the uppers, and the midsoles, there's a lot of residue on there still. It doesn't make sense to do the cleaning. So we're gonna be using some acetone, cotton balls, the heat gun to remove all this stuff. First, we're gonna heat it up, and then with the scraper, we're gonna scrape off as much as possible, and then we'll wipe off the rest with acetone. Midsoles are all prepped, now we're on to the uppers. Off camera, I already took care of one. Easy stuff, now we gotta do the second one. All we gotta do is heat it up, and then with some acetone and cotton balls, wipe it all off. This is probably the easiest part of this whole prep process. All prepped, I'm glad we got that out the way. Now we're on to the cleaning. For this, we're gonna be using our essential shoe cleaning kit. We're gonna break this up into 3 different parts. We got our uppers, our midsoles, and the soles. We're gonna put the soles and midsoles to the side and focus only on the uppers. Next, we're gonna grab our shoe trees and put them inside. We don't wanna put too much pressure. The back tabs on the back are in great condition. There's no cracking going on. I don't wanna mess with that because these are really old. Before we get started with the solution, we gotta use the compressor to blow off any surface dust. I already did that earlier, but we're gonna go back and do it one more time, just so we don't brush in any of the grime and dirt further deeper into the materials with the brush. Now we're gonna grab our solution and squirt 2 squirts inside our bowl of water. After that, we're only gonna be using our soft bristle brush to focus on the uppers. Again, we don't wanna scrub too hard. The shoe really isn't that dirty. We just wanna recondition it and remove any surface grime. Cleaning is all done with the uppers. These look great. We're gonna let these air dry for a few hours. After that, we're gonna put them in the Vick 2000 for a day or two to remove some of the yellowing that's going on the white leather. Again, you can't really tell. I can't even tell, but I know after a couple of sessions, they're gonna look a lot better than this. Let's put this to the side and focus on the midsoles now. For the midsoles, we're only going to be using our medium bristle brush to give it a good clean. After getting a closer look, I realized these lines are really not that sharp. It kind of bothers me. I was going to leave it as is, but after doing this whole project, I figured let's just give it a repaint as well. The white does not get repainted, that stays as is, but we got to give them a good scrub. We're going to be using our medium bristle brush. Onto the outsoles. The outsoles aren't super dirty, but there is some marks. We're going to be using our stiff bristle brush and a towel to get these all cleaned up. For the towel, we're going to dip into some solution and buff out all the marks. Outsoles are good to go. They look great. For as old as these are, there is no oxidation, there is no heel drag. These shoes like they've only been worn once or twice. Let's put these to the side and now focus on the laces. Laces, there is some grime to them, but there's a lot of oxidation on them. We got to get that out, and it starts with the cleaning. We're going to be using the leftover water and solution to give them a good scrub. After that, with a separate load, we'll put these in the washing machine to give them a thorough clean, and then we'll put them in the indoor setup to remove all the yellowing. Cleaning is all done. Now we're going to focus on the soles and the midsoles. We got to attach them, so we're going to be applying some glue since the prep work is already done. We'll be applying glue to the entire bottom part of the outsole. For the midsole, we're going to be applying it on the bottom part, right here on the sides, and same thing with this part on the inside. After that, we're going to let it cure for about 45 minutes, then we'll stick it all together. Glue's all cured, we're going to stick everything together now. We're going to work section by section. We're only going to be using a little bit of heat. The glue gets tacky really quickly. Plus, if I apply too much heat to these fall-on midsoles, they can warp and the restoration will be over. So let's be careful. Good to go gluing the midsole onto the sole. Everything looks great, let's keep it moving. The next step we gotta do is fill in the empty space on the inside. Originally on the inside, we have polyurethane material and an air unit. Over time, the polyurethane material deteriorates. That's because the shoe doesn't get worn or the material gets moisture. That's gonna happen to any shoe that contains polyurethane. It's inevitable. That process is normally known as hydrolysis. That was a tip taught to me by my boy, Flippin' Kicks. Thanks, dude. What we gotta do next is use some EVA foam to fill in the empty space. This stuff is really comfortable and it's not gonna deteriorate and it's easy to work with. First, we're gonna be using some tape to create our pattern. We're gonna fill in the empty space, pull it out, and tape it on the EVA foam. Next, with the Sharpie, we're gonna trace it out, then with an X-Acto knife, we're gonna cut it out, then we'll repeat the process but on the opposite side. EVA foam step is complete. In my opinion, this is the best route to go. It's nice and comfortable, it's ready for the uppers, but before we do that, let's take care of the midsole. It's not horrible. I want to sharpen up these lines and give the color a bit more of a pop. So first, we gotta do some taping. I got some vinyl right here that I used for the Jordan 4 Phoenix Suns custom a few months back. We're gonna use this stuff to create the sharpest lines possible. We're gonna tape off the sole with regular tape, but for the red and gold, we're gonna be using vinyl. Oh, hot breath. All taped and paper toweled up, I still have to go in and lay down the vinyl to get the sharp lines. But before I do that, I'm gonna grab some alcohol prep pads and go over the painted areas just to give it a quick prep job. All done with the repaint, the lines look so much better, the gold specifically pops so much more, we're ready to keep it moving. Next, we gotta attach the uppers onto the soles. For the midsoles, we're gonna be applying a nice thin even coat of glue. For the uppers, before we do that, we gotta grab a heat removable pen. We're gonna outline exactly where to place our glue. Where the old midsole was, I can see the old imprint. All I'm gonna do is follow that line. Good to go, it's been about 2 hours. It's time to stick everything together. We're gonna take our time. We're gonna start at the very back, line it up, make sure everything's perfect. Then, after a couple of minutes, we'll jump to the very front, make sure that's lined up, and then we'll take care of the rest of the sides. Alright guys, that's gonna be it on this restoration of these 1992 Olympic Jordan 7s. I gotta say, these turned out beautiful. Originally I didn't really notice it, but once I did the cleaning, put them in the indoor setup, the uppers, the toe cap, the midsole, and even the laces got them back to its original white color. These look amazing. Outside of that, we gave this shoe a proper deep clean using our RESHOEVN8R Essential Shoe Cleaning Kit. That combined with the indoor setup is why they turned out so clean. We also did a full sole reglue. That took a lot of time. It's all about the prep work. When it comes to the gluing, it's really easy. We replaced the entire broken down polyurethane material on the inside with some nice EVA foam. If I was to wear the sneaker, it would be fully wearable and comfortable. Again, the reason why I'm so excited about how this restoration turned out, because you don't see them in this condition. Usually the leather's all cracking, peeling, and this back tab, it's always falling apart. This one looks like a brand new one. It doesn't look like it's gonna fall apart anytime soon. And lastly, after putting the shoe all together, the midsole has a really nice pop. I'm really glad I did a full midsole repaint. Other than that, the shoe looks like a new retro. They're gonna go nicely with my 1993 Salesman Sample Olympic colorway. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is Vick Almighty. I'll catch you guys next time. See you guys.